Mr. Mayor, council member, staff. I'm Dave Scholl. I was a member of the committee. First thing I'd like to say is to point out to you that the staff was extremely cooperative with the committee. They didn't try to impose their ideas on us or push us in one direction or another. They were very receptive to various viewpoints. The key thing to keep in mind here is the study that you got on fees before came with the philosophy, what do we have to raise the fees to meet our costs? The committee took the approach, and we hope the council and the staff will continue to take the approach, that we need to reduce the costs, reduce the red tape, make it less expensive for the city and for the developer by reducing time, and not just developers, but homeowners and small businesses, reducing the time to get permits and to get something on the road. I read Mr. Bernheim's comments, and to be honest with you, I think he's got some good points, some very good points. We were not claiming to be experts on all of the details, and we couldn't cost out what every encroachment in a new development could be. So you might want to take the time, have him show you some examples and reconsider it. The committee wasn't stuck in concrete. You're not going to hurt our feelings if you change those and reduce the fees. But the thing we want to get across is that you need to make Dixon business friendly, cut the costs, cut the red tape, and encourage development. We especially think you should encourage development and improvements in the parts of town that are going to deteriorate if we don't encourage it. The downtown areas, the older homes, not just the businesses, but the older homes, the vacant lots, the lots along North First Street that have been vacant for years that could be filled in with businesses or apartments or whatever. So all of that is part of the reasoning why we came up with a different tier structure. Something that has happened, as you're all aware, since we met and since this whole fee structure has been looked at, is the deterioration of the state economy and the federal economy, national economy, and it's going to get worse. So we really do need to take a look to see whether the fees we have are competitive with other towns in the area and whether we're going to price ourselves out of the market. I'd be less generous if it was housing development, which costs the city, versus business development, which brings in industry, jobs, and better revenue. So I would encourage you to take that into account. I don't think there's any rush to do this now. You could take your time, go to another meeting. Second critical point on that is that, as Janet pointed out, we're asking for changes so that there are a lot more flexibility for the staff to approve things. For instance, the conditional use permit, she made this point to us. To get a yogurt shop or a beauty parlor in highway commercial, you need a CUP. That doesn't make sense. You need to reduce that so that a CUP is being used when the business is coming in would cause problems for adjoining businesses, whether more traffic or excessive noise, either that would affect other businesses or homeowners or whatever. So if you adopt all of this now without having put that into place, you may actually do contrary to what we were thinking of. You really need to get to work on making those changes very quickly, because otherwise, instead of encouraging development, encouraging businesses, you would actually be discouraging it. But we did spend a lot of time on this. It can be awfully confusing. There are a lot of details. And again, if you make changes, listen to the public and other input. That was just the three of us, and we appreciate you taking it into account. And again, I think you do need to listen to your staff, because they're very good, they're very open, and they are very much interested in promoting the local economy. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Caldwell.
Mayor, Council, Dave Scholl, Bill Bernheim both made, I think, a lot of good points. And I just wanted to add into that definitely appreciate the city asking for the business community's input on this project. We definitely wanted to make Dixon more user-friendly as far as both small and large businesses and those that are in between. And having the staff being able to address things to expedite certain processes that might be more lengthy with the Planning Commission. So again, thanks for thanks to the staff, thanks to Janet for organizing this, getting our input, and I would say this is definitely a good starting point. There's probably more, discussion and review that can occur.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Caldwell. Ms. Foss?
Hi again, my name is Dana Foss. I had a couple of questions regarding this report, and I will admit that I have not read all of it. But I was wondering how the cities were chosen to be used for comparable fees. Dixon is a community of something more than 17,000. The two communities that were chosen, Woodland and Vacaville, are both about 100,000 in population, and much larger, with much larger infrastructure needs due to the amount of growth that they've been having as compared to what Vacaville has. Then again, you have a city like Sacramento. I've got a developer, business person who has been working up there, and in some of his projects, he's only paying $8,000 in fees as opposed to the $50,000 that you pay in Vacaville. So I'm wondering how the cities were chosen to be used for comparison in the fees.